This is Tammy from Tammy Colors Too, and this is my next Watercolor Summer 2024 video. I know I had said my goal was to work in my Korean books, but it came to my attention that I had forgotten or put to the back of my mind that I had a buddy color in Animorphia with Winter Colors 89. I had not started it because I was intimidated, and I just need to get off my tuchus and do it and stop being intimidated. So this is my page. Now the problem is I have a vision in my head and I know that that vision is not going to be realized. Or maybe it will, but we'll give it our best go. If I can get my pictures. So I picked a color palette because I was looking at octopi and I like this. I love these. I love that. I may do the black spots on the octopus, on the octopi, like that. We'll see when I get that far. But I really liked this color palette. So my idea is that the greenish blues and the greens are going to be the water in back, and we'll make it dark. And then the purpley colors are going to be the octopi, right? Right? This is how it's going to work. It'll be fine. You know, and then I can probably put some iridescent stuff on top. So that's my idea. Now for the background, I decided to use my Neocolors. So I picked out malachite green, turquoise green, what is this one? Phthalocyanine green, and Veronese green. So I'm gonna start in the center because I think for purposes of my brain, I need to start at the dark part because I think it's going to be dark in the center. I can't decide whether they're going up or if it's going out. You know what I mean? And I really need to decide that. But I was thinking, do it dark in here and then light on the edges. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so here we go. I have a water brush, so I'm gonna start, and I usually don't do it on the paper. Oh, and as for the little hidden things, most of them kind of just go, because I could do them like little squids. I mean, and everything else, they're holding it in their tentacles, so why not? I don't see anything that's really weird. I mean, other than why would they be holding all these things in their tentacles? But okay, so I think I'll just do them like little squids or something. We'll handle that. So where's the center? Here? But I kind of want it to be, I kind of want to mix. Ugh, this is so nerve-wracking. I mean, I watch Colorful Country Life, Karen, and so many other people do this, and they just do it. They lay it on, and there's not a care in the world. They do it, you know, like it's no problem. Like, they're not afraid of anything, and they probably aren't afraid of their coloring. I sound ridiculous, don't I? So I'm mixing in some of the green because I want the water to be green and blue, you know, as water tends to be. So I'm going to do these little areas here. Now, I don't normally just color in with the, it depends. I don't have a ton of practice with these. Neocolor IIs, but I do, every time I've tried them, with the exception of them going through my page on Alien Worlds, because I used too much water. But I tested this book, and I think this book actually has nicer paper, I guess. If I get anything where I don't want it, I can erase it. So I'm kind of and then I hope I can pick purples that are good enough. Now, every time I've mixed my Neocolors, they look amazing. Do a little bit around here. So I'm trying to give that flowy, watery effect look. Let's see, that's waved. There's some, sometimes finding all the bits is hard, and I never put enough color down, so I'm really trying to give myself some color. And maybe a little over here. You know, you gotta try something. I guess I could always buy another book if I really screw it up, but you know. Let's see, let me do this. Okay. Here we go. Oh, see? I knew that I would start, I need to start over here because I'm right-handed. And I can always go in with pencil after, which I'll probably have to do, and just darken up the edges where I need it to be darker. I mean, it's all about the multimedia, right? I'm hoping that in the end I can make the octopi kind of iridescent. Now, I have noticed when I pick colors, I pick my colors dark. In this case, I want them to be dark, so I feel like I'm fairly safe there. But I tend to go off what I see, and I wonder if that's the problem. I need some art school training. I think I said in one of my videos, like, not, of course I don't know how much I would have learned in grade school, but I was in the talented and gifted class, and it was always on Tuesday or Thursday, and that just happened to be when my art class was. So I literally never got, I mean, past the 3rd grade, I never got to do art in school because I was always at tag. Well, I mean, we did some things that were kind of artsy, like making posters and stuff. And hopefully I'm not putting too much. This paper is just kind of fabulous. Definitely different than the Alien Worlds paper. So that's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of green in there, and I find that Neocolor II is really just are effortless when it comes to that. I don't know what I'm going to do about the center of the page. I think I'm going to leave a line, or try to leave a line. I don't know. Or get down in there. It might look funny though. I guess we can see how it works. All right, so there's that. And then I hope when I'm done, I don't go, oh my God, you wanted to use purple? What were you thinking? But I could always go with my thought process of nature doesn't care what color it is. You never see the birds worrying about clashing with something that they're sitting on. Right? Just being careful because this is tedious, but the Neocolors will help this go much, much faster. Oh, I missed this section right here. Thought I got it, but I guess not. All right, so how are we looking? What do we think? Do you think I did good so far? I mean, it's looking good. I've got a little bit of green. I've got a little bit of bluish green. Oh. I think that was always my problem, is like looking at one of these pictures, you're like, holy crap. I mean, it's gonna take me forever. But the Neocolors really help with that. So that, it'll look different when it dries. I think I want just a hair bit of green. Just gonna take some off, if I can get it in here. Take some off of my crayon and stick it in there so that it has like the same look, where I have two different colors, but you know, they kind of blend together. Now I gotta find all the rest of the little bits in here and kind of like if it's too small to color, I can always just take some off my crayon and go in here like that, right? If I can get some in there. Sometimes I do it with a palette. Sometimes I mean, this is such a small space, not worried about it. See, I've got lots of little spaces in here. I'm gonna have to find all those little spaces. Now I know some people like go back in, they let it dry, and they do like 2 layers. Like I know that Karen from My Colorful Country Life goes in and does 2 layers. So the question is, well, now I have to start deciding where I want it to start lightening. I definitely want it to be lighter on the edges. Maybe I just want it to be light up here. We'll see. Let me let that dry because I want to see what it looks like once it's dry. Okay, so it's dry. Look, isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty so far. Like I said, we'll go back in and we'll clean up some of these edges with pencil, I think. Oh, I need to get that right in that crevice. I'm trying not to put too much water on this paper, actually, even though it seems to be doing well. I don't want to tempt fate. Okay. So let's see. Those are all wave crests. Those are all waves. So maybe this is all dark from here down, and then here is when it starts lightening. Maybe up here because you're getting towards the top. Maybe that's how I want to do it. Like maybe. Maybe this down here is all dark, because I feel like the green is lightening it up here. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't get this. Don't you love it when you color something in and then you forget to activate it or something? Hey, say hi to Scotty. He's here. I gotta do this over here. I just did this down here. So I don't know, is this boring? I don't know if I should speed it up, you know, so you can't hear my cat starving to death because he has not had any cookies in like maybe an hour. I'm telling you, his suffering is real. There are, you know, there's real suffering going on. I should put that thing under here. Because if not, if I go on this edge, then I'll get it on the rest of my book. I know this because I've done it before. Let's see, there's a little, yeah, I mean, this is where we'll do pencil, I think, a lot or something. But I just want to get the major areas. I feel like, I don't know. All right, so there's that. Now, we want to come over here and do some of this in here. I have a feeling this is going to be a learning experience. So we're going to put some color in here. We're going to put some color in here. And all these water spaces. These just, I mean, people say, I mean, Neocolors work like crayons, but honestly, they go down easier than crayons. Ever thought about laying down? But that's all I do, is I just squish the colors together. And generally, I mean, as long as you don't mix them over top of each other a ton. I mean, you can if you want to blend them. But making like a multicolored background is just so easy with Neocolors, or a solid background for that matter. And I have a song stuck in my head, so I apologize. I'm gonna try not to hum it. Let's see. I have to check and make sure. sure that I'm on camera. Trying to make it random because water is random, right? I'll probably pick a Neocolor to go on top. I still gotta decide what I'm gonna do with the octopi. Octopuses. A little bit of green in here. Just for kicks and giggles. I want it to be really dark down here. Yeah, and then what color are all of my trinkets gonna be? I mean, there's a sword. Some things are easy. Oops, I need to erase that. Let's see. All right. I think this up here, this down here. Now I know you can sharpen these, but I've never, I think I have something that I can sharpen them with. But I have never, every time I think, well, I'm gonna have to sharpen them, I just try using them and it always works. So far. Because, you know, it's like a crayon. We're all used to using crayons from when we're kids, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell where the spaces are. And then I gotta decide what color my waves are gonna be, which is gonna be another challenge, but maybe they could be my dark and my light blue. Hopefully me not considering that in the beginning is not totally made my idea impossible. Anyway, let me finish coloring in all these spaces and then I will be back. Alright, so now it's dried out. It's perfectly dry. Now I have to decide what parts I want to be darker. Looks really good. I'm kind of amazed. You know, are you like, have you ever had something where you're just like amazed when you do it, that it comes out okay? Put some water back in my water brush really quick, because I forgot to do that. I like to have them full if I can. All right, so I think, so I like how the green kind of blended in there. So now I think I have to go back in, because I've been watching, you know, I've watched Colorful Country Life, Karen, and so I'm trying to make sure that I try to do what they do and see if we can get this to darken up in certain areas just a hair. Even it out. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna get this picture done this week, but it's a really good start. I have to decide what color. And I guess I could do that. I was thinking I would base the octopi in some kind of Neocolor and then go over them in pencil, but I have to decide exactly how I want them to look. I'll probably do those water parts last because it's easier to see the parts of the water after. I think this is the part I didn't activate. You know, sometimes you miss things. It happens. There's all these little parts. They're easy to miss. Yep, I didn't do this up here at all. Look at me. It's okay. It's easily fixed. All right. And then that goes down here. All right. Fix that. I gotta do this part over here because apparently I didn't touch these little parts up here. No harm done. All right. Is that all the parts I missed? Activating? Oh, nope, I missed this one too. So it's nice to do them and let it dry, and then I think it helps you recognize some of the other things that you need, that you missed or whatever. I think I missed doing that a minute ago. I think I can't decide if I want to just do pencil or what I want to do with this. I'm trying to decide. Oh, I missed another part. Apparently I need to sit here and look for all the parts I missed. I can't decide if I want to do pencil or what. Because this is, you know, what we call the ugly stage. It's not really ugly though. It's not as bad looking as I thought it was going to be. You know, you've got your parts all roughed in. You haven't finished out your color. You need to touch it up. And get it where you want it. Oh, I didn't do this over here either. Look at all these parts I missed. Because there's so many little ins and outs to this picture. It's just ridiculous. Like, goes on forever. That's okay. It'll be really pretty. I mean, I do like these pictures. Why have I never finished a Kirby? Because I have a whip that I started and I did it very poorly. I had a plan to color. I had this video series I was going to do called Random. And it was a random shelf, a random book, a random picture out of that book, and then a random medium. So, of course, I drew a Kirby book, Worlds Within Worlds, I believe. Yeah. And it's still on my phone. I haven't posted it yet. A year later, because I picked a Kirby book and I got the picture, and it's a picture that I would be intimidated to color anyway. And then it like picked color soft pencils, which I love. However, they did not do very well on that paper, and I had some Neocolors, and it was my first time doing Neocolors, and so I did the background, and I think it'll be pretty once I finish it. It's just I haven't been able to come back to it because it's so intimidating. It's a very intimidating picture, but we'll get there. Is there? Trying to figure out what down here. Here's a wave. That's top of that. I don't know. Might have to figure that out later. Excuse me. I think I finally got all the parts. Yeah. So now I need to determine what color I want my octopi to be. They're going to be blue and purple. But I got to pick a good base color, because I think Neocolor II is going to be a good base to put on these, because it's going to go faster. I can put a nice light layer on there, and I need to start lightly, but I got to figure out what color I want it to be. I don't know. I mean, these are pretty good. Sky blue and ultramarine. But let me compare those with my color palette. All right, so I have decided on ultramarine and sky blue. And my sky blue, I may actually just go with sky blue because it's a light color. I just want to do a base color. And then maybe use this on top after. Because you can go darker, but you can't go lighter. So let's spread some of this on here. And we'll start on this side. And this, I want to go lighter. So I'm hoping in the end, A, this will look good, and B, so we'll just throw some color on here, and I'm not putting it in the highlighted areas because I'm just going to pull it on top of there. And I'm gonna try to highlight some of all of these. I don't remember what octopi have. They're not scales. Skin bubbles, it's his skin. I'm gonna highlight his skin with like some kind of iridescent medium. And I'm gonna try to make them look a little different. Like maybe I will use some of the ultramarine on the one down here, a little more in some areas, and just try to make them look a little different. Like they're the same species of purple octopus. But not really the same, obviously, because creatures are unique, right? I'll just throw some color on here because I'm going to spread it out. And then the tentacle, the bottom portions, I'm going to try to do in purple violet, like just a very light color of purple violet, maybe. I've got to see, because I'm going to do them in a color like that, but whether I want to do it with the Neocolors or not remains to be seen. So I'm just going to throw some color on here, because then I'm going to pull color out like I did before. And then I'm going to go back in, like I said, I think it's going to be with pencil. I think I'm going to try to shade with pencil, the background to make it darker in some areas. And then I might add some more Neocolor II. It's just going to be working with it and redoing the same things that I'm doing now. That's basically, or you know, that I did before. Doing these things. Oops, that was the other octopus's tentacle. I'm going to try to only do one octopus at a time. I'm trying to stick to my color palette because I tend to not do that. I have to decide what color all my little squids are going to be. Because I've decided that these are little squids, even though I know they're not. They're like little ghosties. Let's see if we can pull that around. They have a lot of tentacles. Just because if I put color on it, then I can see it. Hopefully this isn't totally boring. Oh, I got another one over here, and this over here. Because I need to actually finish a page, and I am going to finish my one in Worlds Within Worlds. It's going to happen. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do it on video or not. If I want to scrap that and do something else. All right, so I think I have almost all of his tentacles covered. Just saw this one goes around. I'll have to put some color on there. Oh, I see a space. So I keep finding little spaces where I've missed coloring in some of the dark green color. So I'm trying to hit those as I find them. That way my eyes don't get confused. I find that I have to do one thing at a time with some of these pictures because it's like, it just gets too confusing with the different elements going around. So if you can get a little color in there, then what I can't decide is, well, I'm just going to make a decision. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pull some off if I can get it off of here. And we're going to put some right here. And then I think I'm going to just stick some right there. And then we'll see if we find any more spaces that are uncolored. Eventually, I'll get them all. Okay, now I have a little plate over here that I put my wet crayons on, so I don't know. I showed them in a haul. Like, I bought these at Hobby Lobby. I mean, they're just serving plates, snack plates, dessert plates, whatever. There was 2 different sizes, and there was like a set of 4. So I got some bigger ones and some small ones to lay these on so that I don't get wet crayon on stuff. Okay, now let's see what we're doing. Let's see if I can. I'm going to try to hide the. That's why I wasn't worried about getting any on the octopus, like the green, because I might need a bigger brush for this. Let me see if I can get a little bit bigger brush. What size is this one? It's not bigger. Let's see. I know that there is. I don't want the really big one. Huh. Well, let's see. Oh, there's the other one. I don't have to use a dirt one. Huh. Which one is bigger? Maybe this one is the bigger one. Okay. I'm only using this light color because first, and not using the ultramarine because I am trying to decide how I want to add that ultramarine color. Don't get me wrong, I am not an expert at this. This is just a watercolor summer video that you guys can either follow along with me or color something on your own. Are you interested in this kind of stuff? You know, let me know. I am impressed that I haven't managed to get any shading. It hasn't bled through at all, which is amazing. Just proves the point that this paper is different. And I wish it wasn't. So I think I'm going to make his valve a different color. Pretty sure that's what they're called. They're called valves. His little thing over here. I might actually be able to make these guys look more squid-like. These little ghosty things. If I color them the right way. Oh, see, I found some more green that I need to get in there. That's the bottom of his tentacle right there. But that little space should be green, so. I've watched enough videos at this point that it's just time for me to start trying, experimenting on my own. I have used Neocolors on some backgrounds for books, and I find them just, it's just amazing how they work. When it comes to watercolors, if you haven't gotten into watercolors or you're new to watercolors, you kind of have to find what you enjoy. And it's like not, some people will just have one watercolor medium and that's what they use, and they don't really venture into anything else, and that's fine. You have to make you happy. You're the one that has to do this. I find for large areas, I mean, regular watercolor pans are fine too. It's just that different mediums cover differently, and they have different looks. You know, they have different looks, and so it's always about trying to get the look that you want with, you know, either with the medium that you want or just finding something that's going to give you the look that you want, which is not always possible with the medium that you want to use. I'm going to take some, if I have extra color, I'm going to take it over here and move it into this space because I didn't get enough. See, I can pick that color up off of here and add it over here to make it darker. Okay. I think I had gotten a little more color on this tentacle than I wanted. Like I may have to color this in with pencil because it's hard to get in there. Well, I could use a smaller brush. They do make smaller brushes. Usually I'm using too small of a brush. And it's about, do you like treated paper, non-treated paper? I feel like I've said all this before. I feel like a broken record, but you know, at the same time, not everybody's watching the same video all the time, so it doesn't hurt to say it again or remind that that's, you know, what you gotta do. I'm trying to use this, trying to pick up what I got on this tentacle right here, and I can color it up with pencil, but I'm still trying to remove some of the green. So now I still can't decide if I want to make the other octopus a darker color. Will I regret that? Look, there's another little part that I didn't get colored with the green. Let's see, I need my, just gonna pull a little color off of the crayon and stick it on here, because you can use these in several ways. You can take the color off the crayon. I know people that only do that. Usually what I do is I put it on a palette. I scribble it on a palette, and then pull it off. But these areas are so large that I just wanted to kind of go with putting it directly on here, so I was hoping it would be less work. So like I said, this is kind of a one coat, and then we're gonna go in later. Not in this video. I mean, it's gonna take me a while. I doubt that I'm gonna get this finished in July. But hey, I have made amazing progress on this. Because after this, and you know, this needs to sit and dry before I do anything else with it. That's another important thing with watercolors. Make sure you let things, if you're going to do different things, make sure you let it dry, because you start going in with different things and too soon, and I have been impatient, trust me. Because you want to get it done, you're really excited, and then you try to do things and you regret it. I'm just trying to get a nice base for my octopi. That is the whole purpose of this. Then I'm going to have to figure out what... I think it'll be really nice. I should be able to go in with a nice pencil if I can determine which pencils I want to use. I might have to do some research on that. I have a lot of choices. And obviously, usually I choose pencils based on color. I do choose them somewhat on, obviously, you know, whether they work well. They also have to work well on this paper. And as a lot of us know, you know, your pencils you want to use are not always the pencils you can use, or that you want to use. Almost done with this. I actually started out with just a small set of Neocolor IIs, and I collected the rest. I'm not sure that's the cheapest way to go, but you can actually get the set of 15, which is a good set to start with, at Michael's. Michael's is where I got mine. I don't remember if Joanne, you know, speaking of all the craft stores here in the United States, I don't know. I know that Europe has a lot of nice ones. England, it's like, man, sometimes I wish I had access to some of their stores. Even the office supply stores, it's like they have really cool stuff. I don't know if the English people feel that way, if they're so cool. All right, I'm getting there with the first octopus. I know that once I get these base coats on, you know, that's like the majority, that's the big chunk. Because after that, It's just picking out the stuff that you want to do and just doing it. That's kind of the underside. And hopefully all of my colors match. I picked a color palette. All of these colors should match. I'm doing this on my own. I am not... That's usually what I do. I usually have to find a color palette, find a picture of the creature, and I don't always know. I don't always go with those colors, but it sends me in other directions, if that makes sense. Like once I visually find what I want, then it allows my brain to go in other directions. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. Like I started looking on Pinterest for, I forget the search that I used. Because I think I found my color palette, and then I tried to search for octopi that were that color-ish. Because I know a lot of people have done AI images of, come on, of octopi that are different colors, like the ones I showed you. Now, octopuses do come in a varying array of colors in real life. Some of them change color. And if you haven't ever investigated them, they're super cool creatures. I do enjoy them as sushi also. I do like octopus. Or taco, T-A-C-O is what it is in the translated Japanese. Octopus is taco. So if you go to a sushi restaurant and you see taco, that is octopus. But but I only like the fillets. I don't like the sucker part because it's kind of rubbery. I think he's gonna be the only octopus I get done today. Jeez. He just has so many little tentacles to color in. Almost there. Let's see. Oh, I missed this part of the tentacle. That's the other octopus's tentacle, but you know what? I've got color there, so we'll just go ahead and do it. here. So there. Ooh, pretty colors. I'm liking it. I am liking the colors so far. I really like how this looked when it dried. It looks the same, but different when it dries. Now, if you go back over top of it with more Neocolor, then you can smooth out these. That's a lot of the reason why people go over top with more, because you can smooth out this unevenness right there. Oh, and I saw another part that I needed to do in green, or that I didn't color. Where was it? When I was, it wasn't when I was up there. I think it's that right there. Let's grab this. I think. Yeah. Just put a little bit of that in there. But I think I saw something else. Like where I didn't color it in. Oh, here. But that I'm gonna have to take off of the crayon. Stick it in there. I didn't get all the way into this crevice. You're always finding stuff. Like I didn't get down in here. I feel like there was still one more area, but I don't see it right offhand. Yep, now I have to decide on this other octopus. But I think I've done enough for today. I can always finish these parts up. I can finish the base coats. Or I may just finish it on my own, you know. I hate to do an unfinished picture with you, but you know, like something for you to look forward to in my finished pages. If I ever do another one. I haven't done one for a few months, but yeah, I think they're gonna be really cool. All right, so thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. And oh, I know it was probably right down. Is it there? I'm gonna have to go back and stare at it and see if I can find all the crevices that I didn't color in. But I've got a good base down. So now I've gotta figure out what color I want him to be. I want him to be a little bit different, but how am I going to do that? And that's going to take some thought. So I've got time. But anyway, thank you for joining me. If you do anything for Watercolor Summer, post it at hashtag Watercolor Summer 2024. So Michelle and I and Christopher can see them. And have a happy summer watercoloring. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.